Welcome to I Feel Like.
Your ultimate guide to navigating life as a young adult.
We're your hosts,
Anna,
Dan,
and Evan.
and we're here to share our experiences and provide advice on everything from surviving college and forming relationships
the situational etiquette and maintaining a social life.
I feel like it's time to start the podcast.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of I Feel Like. Today, we will be talking about Valentine's Day. It's right around the corner. So, to be festive, we thought we would talk about our general thoughts on the holiday. I guess you can call it a holiday. And we will talk about being single, being in relationships, and then we'll finish off with some COVID-friendly Valentine's Day ideas.
Honestly, I don't even think I really knew that Valentine's Day was on February 14th until probably a couple years ago because I'm just not good with dates. But anyway, Valentine's Day, yeah. Do you guys have any, I don't want to say hot takes on it, but where do you stand in terms of, do you like it? Do you not like it? Because I feel like it can be pretty hit or miss for people.
I feel like for me, it's kind of a thing where I don't love it or hate it. I think that it's a nice day if you're in a relationship to just spend time with your significant other and do whatever you guys would think is romantic or you would enjoy doing with each other. But I guess there's definitely been those years where Valentine's Day's come around, I'm single, and I'm just kind of not sad, but kind of just bummed out seeing some of my other friends doing things, being out and about with their partners, significant others, and all that. But then I guess there's also that added layer too of the people who spend Valentine's Day with their friends. You always hear about things like Galentine's Day or we don't need anyone. And I think this holiday is really transformed, especially in the past maybe 2-3 decades from definitely what it was in the past.
Well, I'll just say that I don't really care about Valentine's Day, to say the least. I just feel like that's one of the reasons why I don't really know the date that much because I don't think I've ever celebrated it. Maybe I celebrated it once in a relationship, but otherwise I don't think it's ever been anything more than just another day. And I don't think I've ever personally made a big deal about it when I was single. You know what I mean?
I think my thoughts on Valentine's Day, I, I mean, it's definitely not like Christmas or something where I'm really excited for it, but I think it's kind of fun. It's fun to see the decorations and it's fun to see the stores have all the candy and stuff. And I like the color pink. It's fun, but I it's kind of whatever, I guess.
I definitely enjoyed Valentine's Day growing up. When you would be in school and you would kind of do that thing where you go around the classroom, give each other your candies and your little Valentine's Day, whatever, all that stuff. But I also have definitely as more of a young adult, I guess. I've definitely enjoyed the Valentine's Day, not necessarily when I'm in a relationship, but just once I spend with my friends. I feel like it's just an excuse to get together and watch trashy movies and eat junk food and all that. I don't know. It's fun.
I don't think I've ever spent Valentine's Day with friends. Have you, Anna?
I'm trying to think. I'm definitely not the person where every year, yeah, me and my friends get together every single year. We do an activity, but I'm sure in the past I don't know, done something with friends, just something casual, not some big elaborate let's go out. But I'm sure when we were in school, we probably played a round or two of Mario Party or something on Valentine's Day.
I
um,
know. I'm just thinking freshman year, when all of us were freshmen, I do remember all of us playing a Mario game on Valentine's Day that year.
Well, we did that every night, so it probably
True.
wasn't even intentional. And
with
also, I wanted to say that I kind of like Valentine's Day because my mom usually gets me a little a box of chocolates to make me feel special.
I feel like there's definitely those people that go all out and care a lot, but I'm not even one for anniversaries. So it's just this isn't really a big deal to me, and I don't think I've ever made a big deal about it.
I will say that when I have been in a relationship, I think Valentine's Day is more fun, and it's probably something I would get more excited over as opposed to when I'm single. But I think even in a relationship, again, it's not like it's gonna rival Christmas in terms of excitement.
Yeah, I think if you're in a relationship, it's more of just a thing where it's like, oh, this is an excuse for us to like take time together, kind of put away all the distractions and just kind of enjoy each other's company, which is why I tend to like enjoy Valentine's Day regardless of if I'm single or in a relationship, because if I'm in a relationship, then it is a nice time to spend with your significant other. But if I'm single, then like I said, normally it's a fun night out with friends or something. Not during COVID though.
I think now that we've shared some general thoughts, we can start talking about, I guess, the first side of things, being single on Valentine's Day, which there's no shame about that. Please do not feel pressured to find a date or something, or to like meet up with someone just for the sake of it being Valentine's.
I mean, yeah, that's definitely true. Like, I feel like everyone's been single at some point on Valentine's Day. Like, it's not a big deal. I've been single on Valentine's Day for what, 90% of my life, so it's not a big
Day.
deal. So, yeah.
I feel like people put a lot of pressure on it too to like find someone like you hear about nowadays, like cuffing season, like before Valentine's Day and all that. And I think that like we do kind of put like pressure on trying to find someone before Valentine's Day. But like Evan was saying, we've all been single during Valentine's Day. One day doesn't make a difference.
I thought cuffing season was like before the holidays, so you have someone to go to your family events with, so they don't ask you if you have plans on getting married. That's when I thought
No, I
cuffing
feel
season
like they're
was.
all combined because
Hmm.
February is so close. I think it's for both.
It's like Thanksgiving to Valentine's Day, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I don't think it's for Thanksgiving. Is it?
Yeah, I think it is.
Oh.
So cuffing season's like a good 6 months out of the
I thought
year.
I thought cuffing was kind of just a December thing after Thanksgiving. That you bring someone for Christmas. But that makes way more sense. Never
Maybe.
Yeah, you
mind.
go home for Thanksgiving.
I
I
mean,
don't
that's just
know.
a lot of pressure where you're fine. Like, if you're not ready for this is maybe a tangent, but like if you're not ready for a relationship, don't force it just to show off for Valentine's Day and Christmas. Like,
I
yeah.
almost feel like putting pressure on yourself to find someone just for the sake of it being Valentine's Day, or for the sake of having someone to do something with, if it doesn't work out, it probably just makes you feel even worse. Like, probably makes you feel like no one's gonna work out. I'm never gonna get my happy ending. Than if you just stayed alone and didn't even try.
Like it's I feel like this is kind of off topic, but it's like the same thing where like I don't know if like you guys have ever experienced this. I know I haven't, but you always like see this in TV and movies, but it's like, oh, you're going to a wedding and like you have to try to like find a date or something like that. I feel like it's almost like the same thing where it's like you're putting way too much pressure on it just for like this one random day that really doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things.
I will say that think we are kind of young and in college, and like maybe as you get older, going to a wedding alone would probably look a little different than someone that's, just in college like us. So I understand what you're saying, you know what I mean? But maybe we're in a different boat.
I think like I said, like for us, maybe we can't relate to that, but like I feel like we're at that age where like it's kind of borderline almost because like I'm sure there's some people our age who are like doing these like I don't know what I call like adult things like going to weddings and stuff like that. But then there's other people our age who are like probably still living at home. And nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Like most of us probably
I'm
still
living
do
at
live at
home.
home. Exactly.
I'm just kidding. But I know people who are our age who have full on gotten married already. I mean, like, good for them. But I just think, yeah, it's crazy. I guess everyone is at different points in their life. And yeah, our demographic is very much college kids. So maybe we are talking to the wrong crowd about that.
Like if you happen to be in a relationship, great, but again, just don't force it, And I think that applies to no matter how old you are. That's universal. So,
And I know that in the media, I guess, it kind of seems like relationships are really romanticized, but I think there are perks of being single. I mean, I'm single right now, and I guess sometimes maybe I get in my feelings and think I wish I had someone, or I should really like get out there and try to meet people. But honestly, being single is kind of nice. It has its perks.
Yeah, I absolutely agree, and it's for depending on who you're with, I'm sure Valentine's Day could be a lot of work, maybe. You know what I mean? So take the day off, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice being single. It's nice to just do what you want when you want to do it. You don't really have to like take into consideration anyone else's wants or opinions or needs. I don't want to sound mean or anything or like really like a difficult person, but I mean, I guess it's the truth. It's not like I have to ask someone if I want to do something. I mean, maybe my parents because I do live at home, but in terms of a significant other, I don't have to. I hope they don't think I'm some loser who lives at home now. No
I
offense
mean,
to
she
people
does
who
live
do
at
live
home,
at home.
though. Just to be clear, she does live at
Where
home.
are my fellow losers who live at home? Please contact me.
Let's not forget we're in the middle of a pandemic. I'm sure a lot of people are living at home right now. So,
Thank you for trying to make me feel better.
I guess I don't really know like what you would do like during a pandemic if you were kind of single on Valentine's Day, but you still wanted to like do something. But like, do you guys have any ideas of like fun virtual or like socially distanced things you could do with friends if like you're single or even just for yourself?
Well, I think some good options as this podcast's resident single person. I don't know why I'm advertising that so much,
I think you're
but
currently the resident single person, but I think together, me and you are definitely the people that know the most about being single.
oh my gosh, that was really shady. I was not expecting that. But as for these
Oofy.
quarantine Valentine's Day ideas for my fellow single people, I think self-care is always a good idea. Um, like I guess for the girls out there and maybe the guys, if you're into it, like a nice, I don't know, bubble bath bomb. I mean, I don't do that stuff personally because I don't really like it that much. But yeah, just do something relaxing for yourself. Do a facial. I don't know, order some takeout. Eat your heart out with junk food. Watch a movie. Just like I don't know. That makes me feel good, I guess.
It's kind of weird to say, but honestly, I would say maybe like try a little. You know what I mean? Because like, sure, you're not in a relationship and you don't have to like try for someone else, but I would say even if you are single, don't just mope around. Like force yourself to maybe do something fun for yourself. Like maybe you don't normally get takeouts because you're trying to save money. Like get takeout or like what Anna said, take a bubble bath. Like I know I don't really like bubble baths, but maybe I would force myself to just to like, do something
You
special
force
though.
yourself to take a bubble bath on Valentine's Day.
You know what I mean?
I think I'm just gonna maybe disagree with Evan a tiny bit. Maybe you don't have to try harder, but like do something that you think would make you happy. Like if you don't like bubble baths, don't force a bubble bath. But if you
I
like bubble baths, then like you take that bubble bath, you deserve it.
But like you should if you like bubble baths, then you should be doing bubble baths more often. You shouldn't be saying it for this once a year Valentine's thing. I would say
Wow, we
do
really changed the agenda from Valentine's Day to bubble baths.
I would say do something special for yourself. Like, yeah, you still have to like it, but like, buy something nice for yourself. I don't know, do something.
Yeah, like do something maybe you wouldn't necessarily do on a normal date. Like spice it up. Like try that new restaurant you always wanted to try. Go buy those clothes virtually. I don't know.
Buy those clothes virtually. What does that even
We're
mean?
still in a pandemic. You can't go out.
You
Like
could have
online
just said
shopping?
you could have just said buy clothes. I think they would have
Why am I
chosen
being
what they wanted
attacked right
to.
now?
I
I
think your
Go ahead.
wording was just maybe a little unclear to the listeners. We just wanted to clarify.
I apologize, listeners. I am not a word professional.
Also, I want to add to Evan's point. I think that if you are going out with friends or family, I don't know, whoever it may be, for Valentine's Day, I do like the idea of getting a little dressed up. Obviously, you don't have to do anything too crazy, but just wear something that makes you feel good and makes you feel confident.
That's a great point. Yeah, I 100% agree. Yeah.
Well, you're the one who brought it up,
I'm
so
just no, I think you added on in a nice way. Like I didn't even think about the whole dress part. Like if you are gonna go out, don't just hang out in your PJs. You know what I mean? Like maybe do something actually special that you normally wouldn't do. That's what I feel like she's getting at, and I like that. I
I
would
feel like
also
that's what I thought you were getting at.
that was
I
what I
know
was
I
getting at. That was what I was getting at, but I just like she took it to a different place because she took it to with people. I was like, oh,
She
what a
really
great point.
elevated it there.
She did for me. I was also gonna say that even if you're by yourself, I feel like that opens up so many opportunities where it's like normally you would have to find something that you agree with the other person on doing, but it's like don't forget you're by yourself. Like you can literally do whatever you want to do. So if you have always wanted to go on a hike, like go on a hike, you know what I mean? Or like you're also not with someone so you don't have to deal with them like travel and everything. You can just go whenever you want and you can yeah.
I also feel like it's important to note too that like if you're single and you've been happy being single, like you're content, you're not looking for anyone, you just like being by yourself, you shouldn't be any more bummed on Valentine's Day because you're single. Like again, it's just the day. There's nothing different about it than any other day. So like if you are single or if you've been single and you weren't looking for someone, don't make it all about, oh, I'm not in a relationship on Valentine's Day. Still just like live your best life. You do you.
but also if you are single, and I guess this is more advice for like a non-pandemic world, but if you enjoy going out and just flirting with random people, maybe you like seeing what happens, do that. If that's what you're into, do it. And I
You
also want
do
to say,
you.
can we talk about how much cheaper it is to be single? Like honestly, when I was in relationships, I probably spent so much money just on like food alone, going out to restaurants and go, let's get ice cream. Like we have nothing else to do. Let's go get McDonald's. I don't know. I've definitely saved money being single.
And on Valentine's you're probably getting upcharged too for some special activity that you would want to do with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
well,
you're
you're
def saving.
paying money to probably go out to dinner, order food or something, maybe do an activity. You're probably getting them some sort of a gift too. I don't know about you guys, but I don't have all this extra money laying around to spend on these luxuries.
We do not have disposable incomes from this podcast yet.
Oh my gosh. Are we that pathetic?
Hint, hint.
Oh my gosh. We're
We'll
desperate.
we're starting a PayPal after this episode.
Venmo and Cash App in the description.
I think like there's definitely a ton to do like when you're single on Valentine's Day, like in a pandemic or not in a pandemic, there's still a ton of things to do. Definitely like uh, do something that makes you happy, go have fun, you go live your best life. But I guess on the other hand, like what are things that couples can do on Valentine's Day? We always hear about the stereotypical, like, oh, go get dinner, maybe go see a movie, or like have a picnic, go do something like nice and romantic. But like, what are some other like ideas, I guess, other than these stereotypical ones?
Well, I guess this pandemic gives people an opportunity to maybe get a little more creative in their date nights and stuff. But I think something that would be really fun if I were in a relationship as like a stay home Valentine's Day, I think it'd be fun to cook a meal together, get some ingredients from the grocery store, and you could make it as simple or as fancy as you wanted to, and just make the meal together and then eat it. I think that's always fun.
I'll say that like I've been in a long distance relationship before and I can say like, it's definitely possible to do things when you're not together. You know what I mean? Like if you have to make a like a virtual call for Valentine's Day because situations are whatever they are, then I think that don't be bummed too bummed about it. Like that's perfectly fine. we've all been there. Like you can make it work for sure. And I think there's as long as you're doing something together, I think it'll be fine. Like you could cook meals together, or you could watch a movie together. There's still things you can do.
I think another fun idea would be, and this is perfect for the pandemic. I know there's a lot of online classes going around. I know Airbnb, for one, there's a lot of different classes where people will teach you how to make these different types of cocktails, or they'll show you.
Airbnb? Isn't that
Yeah,
what
I know
you
it's that
stay
rental
at?
website,
Yeah.
but they have like a master class edition now. At work, we did a virtual event on Airbnb, and it was like a master class kind of thing. And I know there's a ton of that stuff on the internet, not exclusive to Airbnb. So I think that could be really fun if you and your significant other or whoever you're spending Valentine's Day with signed up for a virtual master class of some sort that aligns with your interests. So that could be something fun and different to do this year.
That's a great idea because I know I've done something like painting with a twist before, and I feel like, oh, that I guess you could do that virtually. You could, or you don't even need like a teacher for that. You could just watch a video and do that together. You know what I mean? Just buy the supplies,
Yeah,
and that
there's
would
a
be
ton of
fun.
online
Yeah.
tutorials for those kind of painting classes. And even if you're single, this would be a great option to sign up for a class and maybe even, I don't know, meet some people, not in like a romantic way, but just have people to kind of hang out with.
There's just so many online resources nowadays. I feel like the options are endless. Like paint, cook. You could learn how to like sew or something. I don't know. So, yeah, just Google.
I feel
You could
like
play,
another
sorry, you could play Settlers of Catan online with your friends like we do.
wow, way to call us
Or
out
by
on that.
yourself because there's a bot option.
I'm
So.
already a loser who lives at home. What else do I have to lose?
Anyway, I was gonna say another like cool idea, I guess, for like couples, especially like during the pandemic, if you don't live together, is like things like Netflix party or like other Netflix party honestly might be the only one, but basically like it allows you to kind of you and other people can like if you both have Netflix accounts, you can kind of synchronize your accounts for the time being. So you're like watching the same thing at the same time. And then if you do that like while you're on like FaceTime or a video call, I think that could be like a fun thing too.
I want to say Hulu's working on a prototype, but I thought that was a while ago, so I guess it's not going well. So I guess it's Netflix for now.
It may or may not be available for Valentine's Day.
Netflix party
Uh,
is definitely available. Don't know about this Hulu one.
Another idea, a little bit more of a traditional idea, if you're comfortable with it. I know a lot of places do outdoor dining. And some places in a lot of cities, they've even made it really cute and they've set up little like igloos and domes and personal tents for you and your party, I guess you can call it. So that kind of seems fun if you are comfortable with going out and eating at a restaurant. And it might be cold outside, but it is kind of a fun, cute experience.
Like I haven't done those, but just the ones that I've seen on like social media and like some of my friends that they've gone to, it honestly seems like if you're with someone, like even like maybe more romantic than if you were just in a restaurant. Because if you're in a restaurant, then like there's a lot of people by you sitting at tables, but like this is like nice. You're in your own little like tent pod or something. And normally like these restaurants like kind of make them look nice, make them look fancy. And I don't know, I guess that could be like a really cool idea, especially during the pandemic.
Yeah, I've even looked at a few just because I was kind of curious about them. And it seems like most of the time there's not even an upcharge to book that. It kind of comes with the reservation, I guess. And they definitely are really cute. And they do seem really intimate and romantic, if you will.
I guess on the topic of like couples on Valentine's Day, like if you're in a relationship on Valentine's Day, would you give your significant other, your partner, kind of a tangible gift of sorts? Like not like a gesture, but like kind of like a gift, like, oh, I'm gonna give you jewelry. I'm gonna give you something like that. Or would you give like a gesture, like cooking their favorite meal or something?
I didn't realize we were moving on. I wanted to add one more thing to an activity. I feel like there's always like there's public parks and stuff, like go on a picnic or something. Like that could be fun. Or do something, do your own outdoor dining. It doesn't have to be at a restaurant. You could just eat somewhere fun. You know what I mean? Just the two of you. Anyway, yes, you were saying about gifts. I personally think that you shouldn't do gifts, and that about sums it up, I guess. Don't do gifts. It makes me mad. But like, yeah.
I think if you want to do a gift, that's completely up to you. I think in terms of what you would want as a gift, if you choose to do gifts, really just depends on the person themselves. I know, like, I don't want to get too much into it, but the idea of love languages has kind of been pretty popular currently. So I know, like, with love languages, some people really do enjoy physical gifts, whereas others just kind of more prefer
M-
quality time.
Maybe you should say what love languages are for people that don't know, like me.
Okay,
If I'm gonna call myself
Evan,
out.
I wasn't prepared for this. I have to look them up because I don't know the
What's
exact
is it like
names.
There's
is it like
there's
that
like
test you take where there's like
Yeah, there are online
mhm.
tests. I don't want to get too into this because I feel like this could be a long topic, but basically, the 5 established love languages are words of affirmation, physical touch, receiving gifts, quality time, and acts of service. So I think that could be something to know about your significant other, what their love language is, and how they feel most loved, or what makes them feel most loved.
Dan's shaking
Because
his head yes, but no, no,
like
that's
for someone whose love
mm-mm.
language is the, what was it called again? The um receiving gifts, then that person probably would enjoy something like jewelry or flowers, or I don't know, just something intimate between the two of you. Whereas I think my love language is quality time. So, I mean, sure, maybe flowers would be nice, but I would rather us have a nice evening together than here's some earrings.
I think maybe this is a little off topic, but like I'm currently in a relationship right now, and towards the beginning of like when we started dating, I made them take that test just to like see what their love language is. And I honestly think like I guess tying back into what you were saying, like it does help, especially like if you're planning on like if you want to do gifts, not do gifts, things like that. Because like taking like that test to kind of see, or even just like talking about it with them, that kind of gives you a sense of like, oh, what do they like in terms of a relationship? And then I guess from there you could kind of tailor a specific gift, gesture, what have you, based on what they would appreciate most.
I would say that I guess my take is do not take these tests. Just talk to them. Say, do you want a gift? Just be on the same page. If they just ask, and they should be upfront. And then if they say they don't want a gift, and then they're upset that you didn't get them a gift, then you have the full right to be mad at them because you asked. So just be open. Just talk.
I think you're oversimplifying this. Yes, I definitely am an advocate for communication first and foremost. But like, if someone straight up asked me if I wanted a gift, I don't know. I guess it would depend on maybe how long we've been together or how comfortable I feel with them. But I feel like most people probably wouldn't be like, "Oh yeah, I want a gift," or they would say like, "I don't
Okay.
really want a gift," but then like secretly think, "Oh, they better get me a
No.
gift." Like there's a lot of
If
gray area.
if you haven't been in a relationship long enough to where you can be open about if you want a gift or not, then you shouldn't be getting gifts. You can move on. Go ahead.
Also, just straight up asking, "Do you want a gift? What do you want for Valentine's Day?" There's no romance in that. And I think Valentine's Day is very much a romantic holiday. So if you go, "Do you want a gift? Do I need to bother getting you a gift?" It's like it kind of can come off bad, maybe to some people.
I definitely agree with Anna on that, especially like maybe like one person doesn't like gifts, but like let's say the other person maybe does. I feel like there are a lot of like gray areas and like a lot of different scenarios in which like just like bluntly saying like, oh, do you want a gift? Do you not want a gift? Things like that could be like not detrimental, but it could kind of like take a factor out of it, you know?
I think if but like we all know the day is coming. We all know February 14th. So I think if you're going to make a special gesture, then you should do that on a different day. But for Valentine's, I think where there's a lot of different you don't know what people are thinking. So I think you should just be honest and ask. But for any other day, go ahead, surprise them with a gesture if that's what you're into. But I think Valentine's Day, you don't know how people feel, and I think being blunt might be the way to go. That's my take.
I'm not completely disagreeing with you on some of the things you said, but again, I think you're way oversimplifying it. And in all honesty, people can be very poor communicators. So it's probably not the way I would approach it, but it's a valid point.
And I think it all depends on who you're with. You know them better than, or they know themselves best, but you know them probably pretty well too, I would hope. So just kind of like see what's best for your relationship and then go from there.
Especially if you made it through like the Christmas season. I feel like you kind of know gift giving by then. And then if you just got with them after Christmas season, then it's too soon for these big gifts. You can get them something simple, but I don't know if I'd get someone a gift for the first time, a big gift on Valentine's Day. So yeah, you would probably know, I guess.
Do people actually really go around giving these big gifts for Valentine's Day?
I feel like there's a lot of pressure to get something really sentimental on Valentine's Day. Like if you want to get chocolates and flowers, that's fine and that's sweet, but I feel like there's a lot of pressure for something more.
I feel like for me, and maybe I don't know if this is like a popular opinion or not, but for me, I use Valentine's Day as like a, if I'm giving gifts, I use Valentine's Day as like a, oh, I'm gonna get you like a nice tangible gift, but while like another day, maybe like an anniversary or something like that, I focus more on like a sentimental gift. Maybe that's backwards. Maybe other people do it differently.
No, I think I agree with the sentimental on an anniversary, but why would you get a tangible gift on Valentine's Day? Like I would feel like it's weird if I walked down on Valentine's morning and there was like a new computer. You know, like that would be weird. Like a tangible gift. Like what?
Okay, first of all, do you celebrate Valentine's Day like Christmas? Like you go downstairs and there's
What are
just
you?
gifts?
What are they? Either, okay, if we were fine, if we were at dinner and they handed me a new computer, I don't know. Like that'd be weird.
I've never gotten a new computer on Valentine's Day.
I've never received anything that extravagant on any holiday, period.
You know what I mean? Just getting a tangible gift on Valentine's Day would be kind of weird if it's not sentimental, I guess.
I think my take on the gifts is I guess I don't really know what you guys mean by tangible gifts, but I think if you get someone like something like jewelry, it's tangible, but it's also I guess sentimental is the word, but it's personal, I guess is a better word.
No, I think there's a difference between jewelry. Like you could get a random jewelry or you could get like a jewelry with, their initial on it or like the date that you met or something like that. Like there's a difference between tangible and sentimental for sure. You just need to figure that out.
Yeah, I think like when I say tangible, I'm more thinking of just like, oh, maybe jewelry, but it's not, it has no special meaning. And then when I think of sentimental, I think of sure like engraved jewelry or like if you make a scrapbook, if you like do something like that, that's like really like focused on you
Or
guys.
tangible would be something like they specifically want. You know what I mean? That maybe they didn't think that they would want would be sentimental.
Yeah, we're definitely using the word tangible incorrectly in this sense, but I think
I
we've
no, yeah,
described what we
people
mean.
people know what we mean.
Yeah, but it's kind of confusing because I'm asking you guys like define tangible, but then you're using tangible to define tangible.
Well, tangible means something you can touch, but you can touch all of these gifts, so I think we're using it wrong.
Okay, I guess moving away from this whole tangible versus sentimental versus personal versus whatever, I I almost think I would prefer something a little bit more personal, not to use those words again, but I don't know, I feel like I could get a new computer any day of the week. Like that's not special, if you will. I mean, I'm not saying it needs to be some like really, really crazy, go through all of our pictures and whip up this big, huge scrapbook, but just something that shows that you put thought into it and it's personal and maybe a little sentimental. And kind of celebrates us in a way.
Again, I think I'm gonna stress communication just because of the other scenario where maybe you got a gift for someone and they didn't get a gift for you and now they feel bad. You know what I mean? Because I know I've definitely heard that happen to people and that be bad. I won't name names.
I think that can happen on multiple occasions. Like I know that happens on like Christmas and birthdays and all that kind of stuff. But moving on from the idea of just gifts, I do want to stress the importance of of Valentine's doesn't have to be some big romantic gesture. You don't have to go on this really like extravagant date and buy each other these expensive gifts. I think what it comes down to is just spending some time with your significant other. I mean, life gets pretty busy. People don't always have time just to kind of hang out and appreciate each other. So I think at the very least, just doing that, acknowledging each other and spending quality time is important.
I don't want to say keep it simple, but like, if you want to go out, that's fine. But at the same time, I think you can not spend a lot of money and not like have to do months of planning and still have it be special. So just what do they always say? Like, think more, write less, or something like that. You know what I mean? Just think about it first. Don't just jump in trying to book as many things as possible.
I think like we've said it before, but it does all come down to like you know your relationship best. You know what would be most special if you choose to make that day kind of a bigger celebration than any other day. And I just really just like follow what you and your partner both would want out of the day. Don't try to make it something that it's not. Don't try to force it into something that it's not.
And as one of you said earlier, it's just another day. It's I guess it can be kind of fun, but ultimately it's not going to be some life-changing day that's going to be different from February 15th or February 13th. So don't get too stressed about elaborate planning or going all out.
I mean, it is what you want it to be. So, yeah, if you don't want it to be that big of a deal, then don't make it a big deal. But if you do, then do.
I know we're running a little late on time, but we should still do our hot takes because I actually enjoy that. And that's kind of become our thing. So I'll go first with the hot takes. This is very much just my opinion, but like you guys might want to rethink getting people jewelry. I know it seems kind of classic, but jewelry is really subjective, and especially don't buy that tacky jewelry that's like a heart with like your name in it or
I feel like
just really like stupid stuff
I
like
feel
that.
like
I'm
people
not
might like that. Like I wouldn't
No,
want
most
that, but
girls
I feel
don't
like
like that. Like I think
Anna
guys
speaks
think
for
girls like
all
that
women.
stuff, but they don't like that stuff, especially the tacky stuff. I guess, I'm not speaking for all women out there. There must be a market because they keep churning that stuff out. But I think jewelry can be difficult because there's a high chance of getting it really wrong.
I feel like I might apply the same to perfume and cologne. Like it could go the same way. But in terms of hot takes, I'm not sure I have one, and I know, but I'm thinking about like how we gave Valentine's out as kids. Like I don't know what if they're still doing that nowadays, and I guess I just want to say that I really loved that. So hopefully they're gonna keep it going because I liked it.
I would think that they like would still do that in schools when it's not during a pandemic. Because that was like a fun thing. Like you'd always have your Valentine's Day,
I
but
always thought so, but who
yeah,
knows?
I don't know. Anyway, I think my hot take for this would be like we've reiterated this a ton during the podcast, just to kind of like say it one more time. Valentine's Day is just another day. Don't stress out about it.
I'll say that for a lot of holidays, um, even before the pandemic, I know like you know, maybe I have a huge test on the day of my birthday and it's like, okay, we'll just move it. You know what I mean? Like I have no problem doing that. So I would say like my hot take is don't be afraid to just move it. Like, it's not a big deal. Again, it's just a day. Like, you can have that special day another day. Maybe this is, I don't, when's, oh, I think it's on a Saturday this year. So you won't have work, but you know what I mean. So
Yeah, that's an excellent point. Everyone has different schedules, and most of the time, Valentine's Day falls on a weekday. Who wants to get all dressed up and go out somewhere on a random Tuesday night, only to have to wake up to go to work the next day?
absolutely. Just do it on the
So,
weekend.
yeah, celebrate it when you want, how you want. And another hot take, if you are planning on going out to dinner for an activity, book that in advance. Valentine's Day stuff fills up so quick, so book it in advance.
Going off on that, if you are getting like a gift that you're not making or anything, like you have to order it online or something like that, order that in advance too. Because I know like I have a friend whose birthday is around Valentine's Day, and shipping right now around those days is so high, and it's only going to get higher the closer you get.
Well, I think that's it for the hot takes for now. If we come up with more, because we were a little short on the hot takes, we'll update you guys somehow. We'll do a special episode with the hot takes. But
A special 40-minute episode of the Just Hot
no, just like a mini series, a limited series.
I mean, we were talking about making extra money. Maybe we can start a Patreon or something.
Oh my gosh, do not bring that up. Don't stop guilting these people into giving us money. They don't owe us anything.
They owe us everything.
No, they don't.
Especially with Valentine's around the corner, we deserve a gift. Gift us.
We'll be your Valentine if you don't have one.
Yes. Call us up. We'll have a Patreon stream.
Oh my gosh, stop with this Patreon. Oh my gosh. Evan's trying to nickel and dime the listeners.
Maybe I just want to hang out with them on Valentine's Day. We don't
Only
all have
exclusively on
plans.
Patreon, though.
I mean, I don't know what else we would do it on.
I don't know. We don't even have a Patreon. So with that being said, on behalf of all of us from I Feel Like, we wish everyone a happy Valentine's Day. Whether you are single, in a relationship, or anything in between, we hope you have a great day and just enjoy it.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode.
Be sure to like and follow our podcast on whatever platform you're currently listening to it on.
Check out our social media, linked in the description, and tune in next week for even more advice.
TTYL.
From IFL.
Bye!